padres se volverán adultos perfectos. Y eso es lo que yo he entendido en mis experiencias. How do you see the camera? This way? No, this camera. Is it straight? Yeah? semi-amueblado. En plan, ha dicho la cocina sin amueblar, pero el resto no me ha dicho si está amueblado o no. Pero te quiero preguntar. Y oye, pues me alegro, la verdad. A ver, ya me irás contando con el tiempo, a ver qué tal, ¿vale? Y lo de la obra no te estreses, que mi madre ha tardado en cambiar el piso y dejarlo a su gusto muchos años. Primero, nada más comprar el piso, lo primero que hizo fue remodelarlo a su gusto, que fue cambiar la cocina y ya está. Y luego, bueno, y el suelo de las terrazas. Y ya está. El resto espero a cambiar el salón, espero a cambiar habitaciones y todo. Poco a poco.
Well, hello and welcome to the Richmond Olympic Oval for today's U17 BCEHL contest, a matchup between the 6th place Greater Vancouver Canadians and the 7th place Caribou Cougars. Good afternoon. It is February the 1st, 2025, 2:37 p.m. local time here in Richmond, British Columbia, and we are in the month of February, the final month of the regular season in the BC Elite Hockey League. And my name is KP Wee. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play description of today's contest, and Javier is helping out on camera today, bringing you the pictures of this particular contest. It is the hometown Greater Vancouver Canadians with a 10-15-2-1 record, playing their 29th game of the season out of 36, taking on the visiting Caribou Cougars, who are also playing their 31st game of the season. They come in with a record of 10-18-1-1, and it's mentioned in 7th place. We'll talk about the Greater Vancouver Canadians first, as they have players who can put the puck in the net. Of course, with Trevor Chin with 12 goals on the season, as well as Willem Trolin, the goals leader, with 15 of them this year. And Trolin, by the way, number 88, leading the team in goals and points. He has 26 points on the season, along with his 15 goals. So definitely a couple of players that the Canadians will be looking for leadership in terms of production. We actually have 6 players on the team with 10 or more assists as well. A list that includes Sean Wickenden, blue liner number 71 with 11 assists on the season. Christopher Tang, number 72, with 10 assists on the year as well. Defenseman Connor Ma, number 77, 10 helpers already this season. Luke Wilson, number 89, who leads the team with 12 helpers. Wilson, again, a big part of this team as well. Trolin, we mentioned earlier, he has 11 assists on the season. And Henry Goldman, number 91, also with 11 assists for the Greater Vancouver Canadians. And anytime you see Trolin and Goldman on the ice, along with Nicholas Harris, the line of Harris, Trolin, and Goldman, 86, 88, and 91, respectively, have combined for a total of 29 goals on the year. So always exciting for those players to be out there generating chances for the team. And we'll also mention again several players on the U17 Canadians who can put the puck in the net and generate offensive chances for the club. At the other end, the Caribou Cougars, 10-18-1-1, playing in their 31st game. The Cougars are actually just 1 point behind the Canadians for 6th place, and it is a tight race, in fact, between 6, 7, and 8 in the U17 division. The Canadians in 6th place with 23 points. The Cougars 7th with 22 points on the season, just 1 point back. And the 8th place Thompson Blazers have 21 points on the year. So 3 teams at the bottom of the standings, separated by 2 points. But we should mention on the Caribou Cougars side, number 84, a player to watch, Landon Gillanders, leading the way on that team with 16 goals. He has 16 goals, 11 assists, and 27 points. Number 88, Ty Maloney, for the Caribou Cougars, is their assists leader as well as points leader. Ty Maloney, number 88, with 15 goals, 13 assists, and 28 points. So definitely 2 players to watch, and 2 players that the Cougars will be counting on this weekend, as we are almost set to go, as the warm-ups are done, and we will step aside for the national anthem, and we'll bring you the opening face-off in a moment here on playfullscreen.com. And the national anthem has been played, and the warm-ups are done, and the only thing left to do is to drop the puck between the U17 Greater Vancouver Canadians and the U17 Caribou Cougars. Starting in goal for the Caribou Cougars, number 31, Ivan Anderson. This is his 15th appearance of the season, a record of 6 wins, 8 losses, no ties, a 4.07 goals against average. Backing him up today is Matthias Ramos-Gadbois. At the other end for the Greater Vancouver Canadians, it is Joshua Reed, number 35, getting the start today. His 16th appearance of the season, a record of 4, 7, 1, and 1. And he has to make a big stop here early on. He has 1 shutout in the season, a 3.67 goals against average. Joshua Reed in goal, and backing him up is number 29, D'Angelo Bruel. And the Canadians will be on the power play here. Right after Joshua Reed made a big stop. And Colton Campbell has been sent to the penalty box for the Caribou Cougars. 26 seconds into this hockey game, and the Canadians go on the power play. Trying to capitalize here in the early going. Canadians in their home dark jerseys with the white numbers and white letters as they pass the puck around to the far side. And Trolin at the near point. Back to Deck Panel. A shot stopped by the goaltender Anderson. Minute 36 left. And a penalty against Campbell, off for interference. And the Cougars able to chip this one out as Dakpano in his own end. Moves ahead, Alvin out to center ice. And the Canadians come in offside with a minute 18 left in the penalty to Campbell, off for interference. Minute and 8 seconds gone in this one. Canadians will make a change and send out a different power play unit. Connor Ma out there on defense. And Jaden Rodas is out there as well. Luke Wilson and Thomas Cannibal is out there as the Canadians looking to get on the scoreboard first, but Rankin able to poke it away out into the Canadian zone. The Cougars in their white jerseys with red numbers and black letters. Short-handed here. Not allowing the Canadians to set up in the attacking zone on this power play with 45 seconds remaining in it. Ma behind his own net. Skates out with it. Eludes a check and moves it out to center ice. Now Wilson across the blue line, but that's knocked away. Canadians come in again. A shot that was blocked. And only 28 seconds remaining in the power play chance. Ma moves it. Rodas, he shoots it, and that was blocked. And it goes out of play with only 19 seconds remaining in the man advantage. 17:53 left in the first period. We're still early in this one. And now Takuchi Davenport and Sean Wickenden out there. Ma remains on the ice, and Alvin is out there now as well. Trevor Chin also the 5th player out there for the Canadians. Cougars win the draw and able to knock this one out to center ice. 13 seconds remaining in the power play. And again, the Cougars able to frustrate Canadians and sending it down the ice. As penalty has now expired as Campbell skates out of the penalty box and heads to the bench as the Cougars make a change. A shot there was stopped by Joshua Reed. Takuchi Davenport moves it ahead, and this one is cleared out to center ice. A giveaway, and that off the stick of Campbell. And now along the boards by the home bench. Canadians move it in, and a shot went high. 3 minutes gone in this one, still scoreless between Caribou and Greater Vancouver as the Cougars move it out to center ice. A shot, that was stopped. Shot there by Ty Maloney. He's the assists and points leader of the Cougars. Canadians regroup. In the near circle, it's moved ahead to Kenneville's. He has it. Out to center ice, across the blue line. A shot, that one is deflected by the goaltender out of play. It's Anderson making that stop. 16:29 to go in the first period. Palmer is now on the ice for the Cougars, along with Vasello, as they make a quick change. And off the face-off in the far circle, won by the Canadians, as Mukai tries to move it ahead, but is cleared out instead. As Zhang is in his own zone for GVC, moves it to center ice. No score in this one, 16-11 left in the first. Off the boards and into the Caribou zone as Anderson comes out of net to get a stick on it. Leave it for a teammate. Now it's along the boards. Behind the net. Canadians have it in the shot there. That one was covered up by Anderson. Both teams will make changes here. Scoreless, 15:53 left in the period. As Henry Goldman is out there with Nicholas Harris. Zhang remains out on the ice. Face off in the far circle as banged off the boards behind the net. Zhang is looking for it. Now it's cleared out. Trolin dumps it back in. And the goaltender Anderson got a piece of that one. And the Cougars give it away. A shot there by Goldman, but stopped by Anderson as the Cougars try to clear it out, but unable to. And Anderson forced to make a stop there. 15:33 left in the first period, and now McLeod is out there with Wilson and Fernandez. As the Goldman line heads to the bench. And a good shift there, generating chances. Could not convert, but nonetheless a good shift for the Goldman line with Harris and Trolin. We'll see what this unit now can do out there on the ice. On the boards, near side. And it's flipped out to center ice. Cougars recover in their own zone. They have to regroup. Now the puck is in the near corner, deep. Canadians keep it in. A shot from the top of the far circle, but that was blocked. And now play at center ice. And Canadians now back in their own zone. A pass ahead. Out of the reach, though, of Fernandez. All the way into the Cougar zone. And a harmless looking pass, but that one bounces right to the goaltender Anderson, and he just covers it up. With 14:40 remaining in the first period, it's scoreless. This is the first game of two here today at the Oval. Coming out at 5:15 p.m., the U15 Canadians take on the U15 Thompson Blazers. We had a dandy of a game last night here at the Oval on Friday with the U18 Canadians coming back from a 5-1 deficit. Chance here as Joshua Reed had to make a couple of big stops. The Canadians move it ahead. And that one broken up in the Cougar zone. Just to finish off my thought, it was a chance here, a shot, that was stopped. As Alvin had a shot there, but Anderson able to make the big stop. Keep this a scoreless game. And flipped out to center ice. And Woods dumps it back in. I was going to say yesterday the U18 Canadians came back from a 5-1 deficit against the U18 Northeast Chiefs. Ended up being a 5-5 tie. So a great comeback in that one by the U18 Canadians. They're off this weekend. As down 5-1 in the second period, they came back with 1 late goal in the second and 3 in the third to earn a point in that 5-5 game last night here at the Oval. This one still scoreless. Cougars move it into the Canadian zone. Parmar is in there looking for it, but the puck is now cleared to the far side off the boards. And it comes out to center ice. Goldman moves in, but the Cougars break it up and throw it back the other way. Trolin moves it to the far side. Out of the reach of Goldman, though. As the Cougars able to bring it in and dump it in. 12.5 minutes left in the first period. Still scoreless. The Canadians had an early power play opportunity in this one, but not able to capitalize. And still scoreless. 12:15 to go in the first period. Zhang throws it ahead into the Cougar zone. Now Tang is out there with Dakpano as Canadians make a quick change here. Out of the reach of Rankin. Zhang to the far side off the stick of Tang, and it goes into the Cougar zone. Dumped back into the Canadians' territory as the Cougars make a change. Out of center. Cougars come in as flipped in by Bustard. But the Canadians along the boards have possession. And they just throw it out to center ice. Bustard brings it in. Number 78 in the far corner now. Along the far boards. Flipped out to center ice. And it's flipped back in. As Joshua Reed out of his net to get a stick on it. Leave it for a teammate there. And Canadians can't clear it out. Shot back in. 11 minutes left in the first. Still scoreless. Flipped out to center ice as Maloney knocks it down and has to play it back in his own zone. Back out to center ice. Zhao intercepted there. Cougars come in. Perillo couldn't get much there as that was broken up by the Canadians, who sent it back down into the Cougars' territory. 10.5 minutes left in the first period. Flipped out to center ice. As Ma throws ahead and Campbell flips it in for the Cougars. Scoreless in this one, in this U17 BCEHL matchup. First of 2 games in this weekend series. Same 2 teams go back at it tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. at the Oval. As Canadians make a change here. As the puck is in the Cougar zone and now brought out to center ice. And that one is poked away from Campbell as Canadians not letting Campbell get a chance there. Out of center, and Woods has it in his own zone. Behind the net now, Cougars skate out with it. A pass ahead across the blue line in the Canadians' territory and broken up. Now along the far boards. GVC moving it out to center ice. Across the blue line. 9:13 left in the first period. Throw it out in front, but nobody there for a pass, and the late penalty against the Cougars. Trolin in the near corner. Passes it to Mukai. He shoots it and scores. And Mukai a shot, and that one goes through, and it's 1-0 with 8:55 left in the first period. So that was off a delayed penalty, as the goaltender Joshua Reed had gone to the bench for a sixth skater. And of course the Cougars never touched the puck in that sequence, and Mukai, a long shot that got through and beats the goaltender Anderson, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Canadians. Mukai's second goal of the season. So the Canadians get on the scoreboard. And one of the rare times where a 6-on-5 works out in this case, with a delayed penalty and the Canadians pulling the goaltender for the extra skater, and they able to score. Cougars coming the other way though. A shot that went wide, as the Cougars had a 3-on-1 break there for a moment. Canadians now have it. Pass in front, and nobody able to take a shot there, but the Canadians do get it back. Long shot from the point. That was redirected. Goes in the near corner. So the Canadians on the scoreboard. Austin Mukai, his second goal of the season. At center ice, as Wickenden moves it ahead. Goldman is in there looking for a behind the net. Goldman skating with it. Goldman passes it, and that one broken up and thrown back out to center ice. Canavos comes in with it, throws it behind the net, by the Cougars regaining possession. And they come into the attacking zone. Far side now along the boards. 7:25 left in the first period. Canadians with a 1-0 lead, and this one is flipped to center ice. Knocked down by Carson. Throws it back in the GVC zone. Ma throws it to the far side, out of the reach of Wickenden. Goes to the point. Long shot. That one goes to the near side. A shot there by Carson. That was blocked in front. And the Canadians not able to clear it out. Now it comes out. 6:45 to go in the first. Dumped back in. Off the boards. Kept in by Stahl. Behind the net, Stahl. Drops it off to the point. And that's kept in. Fine play there, keeping it inside the zone. The shot. That one goes into the far corner. And finally, the Canadians able to move it out. Shot back in, and got a piece of Reed. 6:05 left in the first period, and it's cleared into the Cougars zone. Cougars move it back in. A pass in the near circle, but that was intercepted. As McLeod comes in for the Canadians. McLeod passes it. A shot by Mukai. That one went wide. And the Cougars come back the other way. Willis a pass, but that's offside. With 5:38 left in the first period. You're watching this game on playfullscreen.com. We're coming to you live from Richmond Olympic Oval. And while we have a moment, I'd like to say thank you to our sponsors for supporting GVC hockey throughout the entire 2024-25 season. Thank you to Ignite Construction, Pitchfork Development, Horizon Wealth Management, Culture Developments, KPMG, LK Law, McDonald Realty Westmar, Dacal Ventures, Northlink Supply, Hub International, Great Clips Hair Salons, Buntain Insurance, and Anchor Point Financial Incorporated. We thank our sponsors for supporting GVC hockey throughout the entire 2024-25 season. And a big stop there by Joshua Reed in the last sequence. But Bruce McLeod has been sent to the penalty box, and the second penalty of this contest, the first against the Canadians, and for the first time, the Cougars will be on the power play in this hockey game. So we'll see what they can do here with the man advantage. Pass in front. Chance, and it's cleared along the boards. Maloney to the far circle. Pass, and Canadians try to clear it out. And they are not able to, as Stanley at the point keeps it in. As McLeod in the penalty box, minute 26 left in that tripping call. From the far circle, a long shot there. That's covered up by Joshua Reed. 4:51 to go in the first period. And both teams will make changes. Fernandez is out there with Tang and Zhang. And Connor Ma out there as well. Parmar is out there for the Cougars, along with Stahl and Marchand as the power play unit for the Cougars. Trying to generate something for Caribou. Marchand from the near circle passes it. And now back to the far side. Marchand, he shoots it and stopped by Joshua Reed. 58 seconds left in the penalty to Bruce McLeod. 4:30 left in the first period. As Willis takes the draw for the Cougars, and the Cougars have possession. Marchand from the near circle, drops it off. Parmar, back to Marchand. Back to Parmar, pass, side of the net. Parmar shoots it. That one went wide. Now to the far side. Carson passes it. Back to Marchand now. To Carson to the far circle. 29 seconds left in the man advantage. At the point to Marchand. And broken up there by Tang. And out to center ice. So the Cougars being frustrated here by the Canadians in this power play chance. He's dumped down the ice with only 5 seconds left in the Cougars power play. Canadians up 1-0. Dakpano just throws it to center ice as the penalty has expired. So the Cougars unable to capitalize on the man advantage. As Bustard brings it in, and from the far or near circle, a shot that goes to the far side. A shot from the far circle and stopped by Joshua Reed. With 3:07 to go in the first period, 1-0 is the score for the Greater Vancouver Canadians. As Austin Mukai got his second goal of the season, with 8:55 left in the first period. Here to make it a 1-0 lead, and that's where we are right now. 3:07 to go in the first. Shot from the far circle, that was deflected, went wide. Canadians able to move it out to center ice. Alvin coming in, drops it off, and it's cleared out. Wickenden has it to Ma. And out to center as Alvin takes a big hit right in front of the visitors' bench. Canadians throw it in as Chin throws that puck in deep into the Cougar zone. 2.5 minutes left in the first. Shot it into the Canadian zone. Just 1 point separating these two teams in standings coming in. GVC with 23 points in 6th place, and the Cougars with 22 points in 7th place. Battle now along the far boards. And the Cougars have possession of a shot that went wide. It went through the crease. Goes in the near corner. Giveaway. As Cougars shot. As the Canadians gave that puck away, but Cougars not able to capitalize there. As that shot by Rankin missed the target. And cleared back in the GBC zone. Degpano off the boards. Minute and a half left in the period. Chance for the Cougars, they score! And just like that, it's 1-1 with 1:22 left in the first period. So one too many giveaways there, and Cougars buried that one to tie this game up at 1 apiece. That's Latkowski with his first of the season. So Latkowski with his first goal of the year, make it a 1-1 tie. So Sawyer Latkowski, number 91, getting that goal to tie this game up at 1 apiece. And Latkowski, a big goal there to tie it up with 1:22 left in the first period. And that was a case of one too many giveaways and odd man chances. There were 3 Cougars essentially all by themselves in the Canadian zone, and no chance there for the goaltender Reed. Canadians come back the other way, and they shot and stopped by the goaltender Anderson. 1-1, 47.1 seconds left in the first period, and another late goal in the period. I think we've commented on that a few times in the last couple of weeks. That we've definitely seen a lot of early goals and late goals in the period, and that counts as one with 1:22 remaining in the first period, with Latkowski tying the game at 1 apiece. Now face off in the near circle in the Cougar zone. .42 seconds left as the Canadians looking for another goal here in the late stages of the period. And a whistle. 33.7 seconds left. A power play coming up for the Canadians. That's a head contact penalty against Caribou. So the Canadians going on the power play here with 33.7 to go in the first period. Head contact penalty against the Cougars. Vasello in the penalty box. Again, head contact. Vincent Vasello. 16 seconds left in the period. Canadians on the power play at center. Trolin, he comes in. Trolin in the far circle, drops it off at the point. 5 seconds left and cleared out to center, and the penalty will continue into the second period. This buzzer sounds to end the first. 1-1 is the score between the Cougars and the Canadians. In the first period, Caribou outshot GBC by a margin of 12-7. And after the first period, goals by Muka, his second, and Latkowski, his first, has the two teams tied at 1 apiece here on playfullscreen.com. We'll be back after 15 minutes to get you the start of the second period here on playfullscreen.com. 1-1 after 1. We'll be back in 15. And welcome back to the Richmond Olympic Oval for the start of the second period. A 1-1 tie after the first period of play, with the Cougars out shooting the Canadians 12-7. Canadians got on the scoreboard first with Austin Mukai getting his second goal of the season. 8:55 left in the first period. That made it 1-0. Then with a minute 22 left in the period, it was Suri Letkowski getting his first of the season to make it a 1-1 tie. That one coming again with 1:22 left in the first, and that's where we are right now, although the Canadians do start the second period on the power play. Vincent Vasello in the penalty box still for another minute and 15 seconds. A penalty carried over, of course, from late in the first. Canadians in their home dark jerseys coming in. Elvin gets the puck knocked away from him. Cleared down the ice where Dekpano has to go back and give away. Well, the Cougars steal it, although couldn't get a shot off as the Canadians recover with 45 seconds left on a man advantage. That was Trolin, and now a shot from the far circle and stopped by Anderson. Ivan Anderson in goal for the Cougars. His 15th appearance of the season. As Cougars in their visiting white jerseys with the red numbers and black letters. In goal for the Canadians, Joshua Reed at the other end. Canadians, a shot turned aside by Anderson. At the point, Canadians keep it in. As Wilson is there, but puck slides out to center ice. And offside Canadians are, as Ma brought that one in just before Carnivals was able to get back out. So offside, and faceoff will come to the far circle, or the far dot, I should say, just outside the blue line. Canadians bring it back in. Carnivals drops it off to Ma. Ma passes it ahead of the far circle. 12 seconds left in the power play. Early in this second period, minute and a half gone. Shot turned aside by Anderson as Ma with a shot there. Back to 5-on-5 hockey here as the penalty is over. As Canadians, a shot, that one goes in the far corner as Canadians applying pressure still from the point. A shot right in front, and Anderson covers it up. Minute 45 into this second period. And now the Canadians being penalized. So that means actually two players penalized, one on each side. And both teams will make changes here. So there's no power play on either side. It's coincidental minors here. One player from each side headed to the penalty box. And faceoff will continue to be in the Cougar zone in the far circle. Mukai gets it, passes it to the far circle. And the Canadians keeping it in. McLeod with it. McLeod moves it ahead. Vasello tries to clear it out. Can't. But now the Cougars do indeed throw it out to center ice. McLeod brings it back though. McLeod in the near corner. Giveaway. McLeod, he shoots it. And that one turned aside by Anderson. The puck slides all the way back into the Canadian zone. Behind the net, pass in front, but no shot taken by the Cougars. Thrown back in deep. That was just onside. As Now the puck is cleared down into the Cougars zone, icing against the Canadians. 3 minutes gone in the second period. It's a 1-1 tie here on playfullscreen.com. Face-off in the near circle to the right of the goaltender, Joshua Reed. As Mukai throws it behind the net and it's cleared out to center ice. Out to center, and Cougars have it as Willis across the blue line. Willis passes it in front, but the Cougars not able to get a shot. Willis gets it back to the point, and it comes out. Back out to center ice. Canadians cross the blue line the other way. Tang out of his reach. Canaveau's got a stick on it and tried to pass it, but the Cougars instead throw it out to center. Knocked back in to the Caribou zone. As they bring it out to center ice. Flipped into the Canadians' territory. But Zhao is there to knock it along the boards. And the Cougars steal the puck. But the Canadians get it back. As it's thrown out to center. And into the Cougar zone. Shot from the blue line. That did not get through. Dekpano passes it to the far side. And now the puck slides into the Cougars' territory. From the far circle to the point to Dekpano. He shoots it. That was a high shot. In the near corner. Behind it. A pass in front. And the Cougars able to clear it out. As Latkowski able to knock it down into the Canadian zone. 15 minutes left in the second. Still 1-1. Long pass. Harris not able to get there. Yes, that was a chance. If Harris was able to shot and stopped by Anderson. So Canadians with a chance there, but Anderson denies them. And it's brought back the other way. Still 1-1 here. Latkowski and Mukai, the goal scorers, and a whistle. 14:33 left in the second period. You're watching this game on playfullscreen.com. 1-1. Maloney will take the draw for the Caribou Cougars, and he knocks it into the Canadian zone, but quickly cleared out. Takuchi Davenport comes in. He shoots it. That's kicked aside by Anderson. Puck is behind the net. Takuchi Davenport throws it to the near side. Another shot that was turned aside by Anderson, and the Cougars come out to center ice. Rankin across the blue line. Rankin, he shoots it. That's turned aside by Reed. Cougars now throw it in front, but intercepted, and Wickenden throws it to center ice. Shot back in to the Canadian zone. A shot from the point and deflected by Canadians player's stick and out of play. 13:44 left in the second, still 1-1 on playfullscreen.com. And now Wilson's out there with Mukai and Fernandez and Jang. See what this unit can do for the Canadians. Willis taking the draw for the Caribou Cougars. At the point, a shot. That one goes wide. Along the far side. Side of the net. Behind the net now, Canadians regroup and recover. Thrown off the boards. Mukai behind his own net. Throws it to the far side. Intercepted. And a shot that went wide to the near corner. And thrown out to center ice. Woods in his own zone in the Caribou territory. Throws it off the boards and kept in by the Canadians. Now shot back out. 13 minutes left in the second period. It's a 1-1 game. Back in the Canadian zone. Now out to center. As the Cougars with possession. Throw it to center ice. So Campbell is there. Campbell dumps it in. And he heads to the bench for a line change. 12.5 left in the second period. Cougars across the blue line, a shot by Vasello, went wide. Along the boards, far side now, and it's pushed ahead out to center by the Canadians. Rodas comes in. Rodas in the near corner. Rodas being checked. Along the boards, near side. And the Cougars able to carry it out. Kirsteiner for the Cougars brings it in, but the puck is knocked away from him. And instead, it's thrown out by Zhao. Shot back in by Marchand. And now Leslie clears the puck to the far boards. Out to center ice. Lekowski tries to pass the puck, but he falls down at center. Cougars do bring it in. Coming in, he shoots it. That hit the post. That shot hit the post. As the Cougars came close there. But a bad bounce for them. Cougars come in and they score. As the player was tripped up and the delayed penalty was called, but he still came back in and beat the goaltender Reed to put the Cougars up 2-1. That was Maloney. Ty Maloney, his 16th of the season. Tied now with Gil Lenders for the team lead in goals. That one with 11 left in the second period. So Maloney, goal number 16 to make it a 2-1 game. And Maloney, of course, the points and assist leader for the Cougars. It's hard to stop him if he gets a chance. And he was tripped up, and there was a delayed penalty called in that sequence. But of course, the Cougars remained possession of the puck, and Maloney was able to break in and beat Reed, the goaltender, to make it 2-1. So the Cougars actually pulled Anderson for a 6-on-5 when the penalty was assessed. And the Cougars back for more. They try to jam away at his side of the net, but Reed able to keep that one out and clear it down the ice where Trolin is there looking for it. Trolin passes it to Harris. Back to Harris. He's being watched. Back to Trolin in the near corner. He shoots it. That's turned aside by Anderson. 10:09 left in the second period. It is a 2-1 game with the Cougars ahead by 1 goal. As the Canadians' first goal, or the Canadians' only goal, I should say, of this game so far by Mukai. That one coming on a 6-on-5 on a delayed penalty. And then the Cougars tied it up late in the first period on Lekowski's first goal. And then Maloney, just moments ago, also on a delayed penalty to make it a 2-1 game. And the penalty box door for the home side is open. penalty against the Canadians. That's Adam Alvin going to the penalty box. And now the coaching staff of the Cougars wanting a discussion with the officials. Apparently not agreeing with a call here. And the referee and linesperson over to talk to the coaching staff. But the discussion was brief. Coaching staff wants an explanation from the officials about something regarding that penalty, but in any event, they will be the ones on the power play. Adam Melvin in the penalty box. And far circle, where the face-off is in the GVC zone. Under 10 minutes left in the second period. Woods at center ice. Throws it into the Canadian zone. Behind the net. Cougars pass in front, and this one comes out as Stanley has to retreat to center ice. Across the blue line now. Campbell to Stanley. Stanley in the far circle. And the Canadians not able to clear it out. To the near side. Campbell passes it to the top of the near circle. Maloney over to the far side. Minute left in the penalty to Adam Alvin. Along the boards. Far side. Side of the net. Maloney. Maloney still with it. He shoots it. That's stopped by Reed. A shot. This one turned aside and knocked down behind the net. And Cougars still have possession. 8:17 left in the period. And now it's shot down the ice. 15 seconds left in the power play for the Cougars. They had a couple of shots on goal, but not able to beat Reed up to this point on the power play with 5 seconds left in it. Chance in front, and they couldn't get a good shot off. Penalties now over. Back to 5-on-5 hockey. Breakaway pass, but offside as Alvin stepped out of the penalty box for that long pass, but it's offside against the Canadians. 7:50 to go in the second period. Now Henry Goldman is out there with Trolin and Harris. That line of Goldman and Harris and Trolin have combined for a total of 29 goals this season. The Canadians want to see what that line can do in this 2-1 game, which the Cougars are leading. Out of center and dumped down the ice. Cougars have possession now. Off the boards. And Goldman throws it ahead. Harris coming in. Harris all by himself though. Throws it to the near side. Takes a bounce and off the stick of Trolin. Trolin has it. He shoots it in. Anderson gets a stick on it. Dagpano has it. But knocked away from him, and the Cougars come out to center ice. 3 of them. Stahl comes in. Stahl drops it off. But nobody there in a white sweater for it. 6:50 remaining in the second period. 2-1 for the Cougars. And while we have a moment, we'd like to say thank you to our sponsors for supporting Greater Vancouver Canes hockey throughout the entire 2024-25 season. Thank you to Thank you to Ignite Construction, Pitchfork Development, Horizon Wealth Management, Culture Developments, KPMG, LK Law, McDonald Realty Westmar, Decal Ventures, Northlink Supply, Hub International, Great Clips Hair Salons, Buntain Insurance, and Anchor Point Financial Incorporated. We thank our sponsors for supporting Greater Vancouver Canadians hockey throughout the entire 2024-25 season. 6:45 left in the second period. 2-1 for the Cougars. That's Ty Maloney with his 16th of the season. Around the midway point of the second period. That has the Cougars ahead. 16th goal of the season for Maloney. Tied for the club lead now. That one coming on a delayed penalty. And the Cougars keep it in. 6:11 to go in the second period. And now out to center ice. Canadians in with possession across the blue line. Cannavals in the near corner. He's tied up. Cougars regain possession and throw it out down the ice. Icing against Caribou. 5:48 to go in the second. It's 2-1 for the Cougars, and the same two teams will be back at it tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. right here at the Oval. As the two teams will close out their weekend series. Again, just 1 point separating these two clubs. Canadians right now in 6th place with 23 points. Cougars in 7th with 22. They are well behind the 5th place Giants. The Giants a 13-point cushion over the Canadians. 5.5 to go in the second. Behind the net, Cougars looking for more as they have a lead 2-1 in this one. Side of the net, pass to the point, a shot into the glove of Joshua Reed, who has kept the Canadians in this one. GVC opened the scoring, of course, with 8:55 left in the first period, with Bukai getting his second goal of the season. And since then, the Cougars have gotten 2 back. But Joshua Reed keeping his club in this one. In his 16th appearance of the season. A 3.67 goals against average coming in. Canadians now at the other end. McLeod passes it to Muka. He shoots it. That was blocked. 5 minutes left in the second. Out of center ice. Shot back into the Cougar zone. In the near corner now. And the puck bounces to the front of the net. Pass in front, a shot. Oh, the Canadians with a chance there. But still 2-1 with 4.5 minutes left in the second. Adam Alvin passes in front, a shot there. Went wide. And we have a whistle with 4:21 to go in the second period. And the Cougars are going back on the power play. Adam Alvin going to the penalty box. 4:21 to go in the second. The Cougars have been frustrated by the Canadians during their power play opportunities in this game, although one of the Cougars' goals came on the delayed penalty. Pass, a shot, score! And that was a roughing penalty against Alvin and a costly one for the Canadians because the Cougars have just scored on the power play with 4:13 left to make it a 3-1 lead. And now Maloney is just 1 goal away from the hat trick as he has scored for the second time in this period. The power play marker, his 17th of the season, and now he breaks a tie with Landon Gillanders and has the lead in goals on the team. And now just one goal away from a hat trick in this game. 3-1 now with 4 minutes left in the second period. So it was 1-1 coming into the second, and 2 goals by Ty Maloney, his 16th and 17th of the season. And just like that, the Cougars are up 3-1. At the point, Cougars threatening again. Shot in and goes to the near side. 3.5 to go in the second period. Behind the net. And pass in front and shot in. Reed covers that one up. And now Mukai and Zhang and Harris, Trolin, and Goldman head to the ice. As that line and that unit out there trying to see what they can do in the last 3 minutes of the second period. The Cougars have a 3-1 lead. Face off in the far circle. And off the boards and down the ice. Cougars in control in this one, 3-1. And another penalty against the Canadians. A shot. And this one is touched by Harris, and they blow the whistle for the penalty. Where actually Trolin was the one that cleared that one down the ice. In any event, it is a penalty against the Canadians. David Zhang headed to the box. With 2:54 left in the second period, Cougars were ready with a 3-1 lead. Now, of course, every team is different and every game is different, but yesterday with the U18 Canadians in action here at the Oval, facing the U18 Vancouver Northeast Chiefs, it was a 5-1 lead for the Chiefs. Again, that was last night, but nobody quit and nobody gave up. The U18 Canadians stormed back with 4 unanswered goals, and that game ended in a 5-5 tie. And if you were here, it was an electric game, and the Canadians, the U18 club, came back with 3 goals in the third period after getting a late one in the final minutes of the second period to make it 5-2, and then 3 goals in the third to make it 5-5. So this one's not over yet. This one is 3-1 with the Cougars on the power play. But of course, still 2:08 left in this period and a full third period coming up. So not out of it yet. And this time we have Tang and Fernandez and Dekpano out there, as well as Zhao. Try and kill off the remaining minute 13 of this penalty. Cougars at the point. A shot stopped by Reed. Another shot that was blocked. Chance in front and the pass there, but no shot this time. 55 seconds left in the power play for the Cougars and cleared down the ice. As the Cougars have to regroup back in their own zone. Out to center ice, across the blue line. On the far boards. Off the boards to the far corner. Back to the far side, a shot, that's stopped by Reed. Rebound is cleared down the ice. Minute 12 left in the period and only 16 seconds left in the power play. At center ice, a minute left in the period and offside. Stahl brought that one in offside, and 6 seconds remaining in the power play. course, the Cougars have had a few power play chances in this one. Not successful here, it looks like, but of course, the one before this penalty, they score right away with Adam Alvin in the penalty box when Maloney made it 3-1 with 4:13 left. Canadians killing off this penalty as Zhang is back on the ice. 47 seconds left in the second period. Canadians come in, a shot, and it goes into the near corner. Back to Mukai to point. And kept in by Zhang. At the point, he shoots it in. 28 seconds remaining in the second period. Now the near side and thrown out to center. Just missed Rankin. Otherwise, he might have gone in on a breakaway. But 14 seconds left here in the period. Puck is along the near boards and out to center ice. Chance for McLeod coming in. 6 seconds left. McLeod comes in and hit the side of the net. Chin throws it in front, but the buzzer will sound to end the second period of play. So after the second period, it is the Caribou Cougars 3 and the Greater Vancouver We're back here at the Richmond Olympic Oval as we are almost ready for the start of the third period in this U17 matchup between the Canadians and the Cariboo Cougars. Well, the Cougars with 2 goals in the second period, or I should say Ty Maloney with 2 goals in the second period for the Cougars. Goals number 16 and 17 for Maloney. He is now the goals leader on the Cariboo team, 1 ahead of Landon Gillanders. Maloney already the assists and points leader coming into this game, adding to his totals as the Cougars have outshot the Canadians in this one 23-20. They had 11 shots on goal in that second period. And the Canadians, well, they are down by 2 and will have to regroup in this third period if they like to pick up their 11th win of the season or try and get a point, at least a point in this one. And both teams are back on the ice, as are the officials. The officials talking to the scorekeepers or having a discussion in that area. Coming up after this game, we have the U15 Canadians in action, taking on the second place U15 Thompson Blazers. That one coming at 5:15 as a doubleheader, if you will, at the Oval today, and also tomorrow as well. As tomorrow, the U17 Canadians will take on the Cougars again at 8:30 a.m., followed by the U15 Canadians and Blazers at 11:15 tomorrow. So doubleheader today, doubleheader tomorrow. And a discussion by the scorekeepers bench and trying to sort things out. We can tell that in goal for this game, Ivan Anderson has allowed only 1 goal on 20 shots. Number 31 for the Cougars in his 15th game of the season, coming in a 4.07 goals against average. And now we can see the one of the lines persons doing some cleaning on the ice. Maybe that's what the delay is, or scraping the ice. At the other end, Joshua Reed in goal for the Greater Vancouver Canadians. This is his 16th appearance. Coming into this one, a 3.67 goals against average. And allowing 3 goals on 23 shots. But still doing a good job in keeping the Canadians in this one. So apparently an issue with the ice right in front of the scorekeeper's area, in front of the home penalty box. So they're doing some cleaning there. And of course, safety for all the players and all the officials of paramount importance. So they will not get the game going or get the game started unless conditions are safe. And looks like they're ready to go, it appears, after doing some scraping. Well, both teams are lining up to take the face-off at center ice, so that means we're good to go at the start of the third period. Canadians in their dark home jerseys, the Cougars in their visiting white jerseys, as we are underway to start the third period. 10 seconds gone in this third period. Speaking of early goals or late goals in the period, I saw something on the internet early today. The Chicago Blackhawks in the AHL scoring a goal 7 seconds into their hockey game against the Panthers earlier today. Ended up losing 5-1. Thought that one was kind of interesting. They scored 7 goals, or 7 seconds into the game. The Chicago Blackhawks did. Ended up losing 5-1. This one is shot into the Canadian zone. A minute gone in the third period. Out of center ice. Chin throws it in. Now it's knocked back out, and the Cougars come in the other way. A shot. That one is poked away, and he fanned on it. Vasello fanned on it, but got the puck deep into the Canadian zone. Behind the net, and the Canadians able to recover and throw it along the boards. Bustard, and not able to keep that one in, and it's all the way down the ice. Minute and a half gone in the third period. As that's Gil Lenders bringing the puck in, but the Canadians steal it from him and try to clear it out. Not able to at this time, though. Puck is pinned along the boards on the near side. Now down the ice. And icing, the call against the Greater Vancouver Canadians. As the Cougars lead this one 3-1. Gutkowski with a goal, his first of the season. Maloney with a pair, 16th and 17th of the season. Austin Mukai, his second goal of the year for the Canadians, the only one for GVC up to this point. At center ice now, flipped ahead. Along the boards, far side. Out to center ice. Cougars come in on the attack. Shot, that went wide. Along the boards in the near corner. 17:40 to go. Carson comes in, he shoots it. That one is deflected and goes to the far side. Maloney throws it ahead. In the far corner. Back to the point. It was kept in, barely. And the Cougars now, far corner. Intercepted by Tang, and he moves it ahead. As Zhao brings it in, but fanned on the pass. Or fanned on the dump in, I should say. Puck rolling out to center now as Rankin throws it ahead. Canadians throw it back down the ice. 16:50 remaining in the third period. Canavos is there for the Canadians trying to get to that puck. Along the boards near side as the Cougars come up with it. Maloney, that was knocked off a stick. Of course, Maloney looking for a hat trick, and Rodas slides across the ice. He's in pain. Play goes on though. And Rodas in obvious pain. As now the staff on the Canadians come out to take a look at him, but he was sliding across at center ice and in obvious pain there. We didn't see what happened, but right now a member of the training staff of the Canadians out on the ice to attend to him. And now he's able to get up. Rodas as being helped up. And they need another player out there to assist him. As they help Rodas to the bench. Game will continue as we hope that Jaden Rodas is okay. He's being tended to on the bench as play continues with the Cougars in possession. Willis shoots it in. Cougars continue to lead this one by 2 goals. Harris coming in on the attack. Goldman just out of his reach. Trollen is behind the net as well, but the Cougars come away with it. Out of center ice. Thrown back into the Caribou zone. 15:45 remaining in the third period. Play in the Caribou zone. Shot in at the point and stopped by Anderson. And now Bustard and Stahl out for the Cougars on the ice. Lakuchi, Davenport, and Fernandez and Chin out on the ice along with Zhang. And Mukai's at the point as well. Mukai, a long shot that trickled towards the goaltender. He made the stop and he score. And the Canadians are back in this one. It's 3-2 with 15:27 left in regulation time. Trevor Chin with the goal. Number 13 on the season for Trevor Chin. It's a 3-2 game. 15 and a half minutes left. So the Canadians able to get one back. Trevor Chin, number 2 in goals for the Canadians. Making it a 1-goal deficit. And I should mention also his father, Rick Chin, doing the PA announcing, as he has done all season long, doing a fine job at that. Must be very exciting for a father to be announcing his team or his son's goals, as he has whenever Trevor Chin has scored at home this season. In fact, also last season as well, as Rick Chin, Trevor's father, has been doing the PA announcing for home games here at the Oval. Shot there, stopped by Joshua Reed. Of course, I'd like to thank all the parents for helping out. A group that includes the aforementioned Rick Chin and other parents for handling the scorekeeping, the clock, maintaining the penalty boxes, and all that. All those roles that go unnoticed, but essential for the smooth operations of a game. Cougars with the puck now. Parmar ahead, a shot, and stopped by Joshua Reed. Out to center ice, 13:45 left in the third period. Off the stick of Rankin. Dekpano in the far corner in his own zone, being checked. Now the Cougars try to get that puck. It is out to the point, far side, and knocked out. As Trollen comes in to the attacking zone, but broken up. That's Goldman in his own zone now. Long pass ahead to Trollen. He comes in. Trollen passes in front. Oh, and he couldn't get a shot off there. But Canadians down by just 1 goal right now. Looking for another one. A shot. That one goes into the near corner. A different team last night. Last night, the U18 Canadians took on the U18 Chiefs. And the Canadians, the U18 club, came back from a 5-1 deficit in the second period to earn a 5-5 tie with a goal late in the second and 3 in the third. Can the U17 club do the same in this one? They're down 3-2 right now with 12 and a half to go in regulation time. Or will the Cougars hang on in this one and move ahead of GVC in the standings? Shaw hit the side of the net, or hit the pad of the goaltender Reed, I should say. And it's covered up. 12:06 remaining in the third. It's a 3-2 game with the Cougars ahead. And now Maloney comes out onto the ice with Campbell and Stahl. Ty Maloney with 2 goals, looking for a hat trick, of course. Takuchi Davenport is out there to be on offense as Chin took the draw, and the Canadians have possession. Jan comes in and offside as Takuchi Davenport was not able to get out of the zone before it was brought in by Zhang. 11:53 to go in the third period. Trevor Chin now by the near face-off dot, taking the draw for the Canadians, and he pushes the puck ahead, but the Cougars able to clear it out. Basello throws it to center, out of the reach of Maloney. Now the puck is in the near corner, and it's thrown out. Basello has to go back in the zone to get it with 11.5 to go in the third period. The Cougars ahead by 1. Giveaway, a shot, and stopped by Anderson. A giveaway, but Canadians not able to capitalize there. Now Carson out there with Perillo and Parmar for the Cougars. Trollins back out there with Ma and Wickenden. Canavos and Tang. And Tang is going to take the draw for the Canadians. $11:22 to go in this one, in the third period at least. GVC down by just 1 goal. They scored first in this game, and then the Cougars with 3 consecutive goals, 2 by Maloney. Now a 3-2 game. And a shot back into the Canadian zone. Coming up in less than an hour, it is the U15 Canadians taking on the U15 Thompson Blazers, and we can already see some members of the, or some players of the U15 club stretching and warming up. A shot, hit the post. Another shot, and scram in front, and the Canadians came close. Another shot off the pad of Anderson. Ma shoots it in and bounces off the goaltender. Anderson, and one shot hit the post, another couple stopped by Anderson, another one blocked in front. So Canadians looking for that tying goal, and they came close there. Canadians still applying more pressure now. Cannavals passes it. It goes to the near corner where Ma tries to get to the puck. Kept in by Wilson. Chance in front. It bounces in front, and that one turned aside by Anderson. And the puck now flies into the visitors' bench with 9:42 to go in the third period. But GVC coming close there. One shot hit the post. A couple of shots stopped by Anderson. A couple were blocked. But GVC now threatening with under 10 minutes left in the third period. Canadians keep it in. The shot from the point as Alvin shoots it in, but that was deflected out of play. 9:30 to go in the third. As we were just saying, we can see members, can't see on the screen, but we can see members of the U15 Canadians warming up at the other end of the rink here, getting ready for their game against the Thompson Blazers in less than 1 hour, as a shot is gloved by Anderson. U15 club struggling this season. with a record of 4-17-1-0. They're last in the U15 standings. They've lost 3 in a row and are 0-8-1 in the last 9. Taking on the second place Thompson Blazers at 5:15 p.m. Mentioned that the U15 Canadians 0-8-1 in their last 9. One of those losses was a forfeit. They actually won a game, but the victory was forfeited afterwards by the BCEHL as there was an issue with their roster for that game. So according to the standings, according to the records, the U15 Canadians are winless in the last 9. But of course, one of them was a forfeit loss. They'll take on the second place Thompson Blazers coming up after this game. This game with 9:11 to go in regulation time. Cougars come in, shot went high. Canadians throw it ahead to center ice. Goldman coming in. Shot stopped by Anderson, rebound. And the Canadians behind the net with possession. They score! And they've tied this game up at 3-3 with 8:42 left in regulation time. So with 8:42 left, the Canadians tie this one up. Harris knocking in the tying goal. Nick Harris, his 9th of the season. And it's a 3-3 game with 8:42 left in regulation time. So Anderson was able to make a couple of stops, but not able to control the rebound, or the Cougars not able to clear the rebound. And Nick Harris able to knock that one in for his 9th of the season. And you just wonder, of course, with the Canadians having the edge in play here in the third period, they figured it was a matter of time before the Canadians were able to capitalize. A shot the other way and stopped by Reed. As I was going to mention, the Canadians have outshot the Cougars 12-4 in this third period. So I don't know if it's fatigue or what it might be, but the Canadians coming to life in this third period, outshooting the Cougars 12-4 so far in this frame. Canadians back in their own zone. And now, of course, a different team, a different game. But I was saying yesterday here at the Oval, the U18 Canadians coming back from a 5-1 deficit to tie the game 5-5. That's the way it finished against the U18 Chiefs. This one, the U17 Canadians come back from a 3-1 deficit against the U17 Cougars. It's 3-3 with 7:15 left in the third. Shot, and that one went wide. Ma in his own zone. Off the boards. Cadavos comes in. Tang out of his reach. Cougars able to break it up. And a whistle here. Looks like a penalty. It signals head contact. So a penalty against Canadians with 6:50 left. Thomas Cannavals in the penalty box for head contact. And with 6:50 remaining, the Cougars on a power play to try and break the tie. So a big power play chance here for the Caribou Cougars. Cannavals in the box for head contact, and Cougars trying to go ahead, or trying to score the go-ahead goal here. Puck bounces off the boards. And now it's cleared out to center ice. Gil Landers has the puck knocked off his stick, and The whistle here with 6:24 left in the third. And both teams protesting something, but it's an offside against the Canadians. You can see players on both sides disagreeing with something that the officials called, including the Cougars players. But offside for the Canadians, and the Cougars dump this one back in as Perillo shoots it in. Canadians come up with it, shorthanded. That's Zhao with it. And now Fernandez throws it back. Tang shoots it in. Picked up by the Cougars, they come in. Maloney passes it to the far side, and it comes out to center ice. That was a hard pass. Teammate couldn't handle it, but now Maloney comes back in. Maloney broken up and cleared down the ice. 5:41 to go in the third period, and 50 seconds remaining in the power play. Stanley brings it in, shoots it in. Now a shot back out to center ice. Stahl drops it off to Willis. Willis, 30 seconds left in the power play. Puck is knocked away off his stick. And Alvin, he shoots it wide. So the Canadians frustrating the Cougars on the power play here. Marchand with it. Marchand across the red line, and he shoots it in. 4:55 left in the third period. Penalty is over, back to 5-on-5 hockey. Yes, it's cleared in by Willis. Carnival is back on the ice after his head contact penalty and expired shot. Stopped by Reed, and a whistle. 4:38 remaining in the third. Are we headed for sudden death overtime, or will this game be decided in the final 4:38? It was 1-0 for the Canadians. 8:55 left in the first period. A goal by Mukai, his second of the season, and then Ledkowski, his first of the year, with 1:22 left in the first, made it 1-1. 2 goals by Maloney in the second period, made it 3-1. Trevor Chin, a goal, his 13th in this third period, made it 3-2, and then Nick Harris is 9th, tied it at 3-3, and stopped there by Joshua Reed. 4:34 to go in the third. Face off in the far circle, and the Canadians poke this one out to center ice. Out of the reach of Trolin. Harris off the boards. Trolin got a stick on it. Now the Canadians come out the other way. Out to center, Ma's there. Passes it off the boards. Shot in to the Cougars territory. Under 4 left in the third, and this one is touched by the Canadians in the near corner in the GVC zone. And 4 players battling for it. Cougars trying to get that next goal, but the Canadians come up with it out of center. Dumped back in by Gilenders. Ma in his own end. To the far corner. As Cougars have possession, the shot went wide. Stanley has it, throws it into the net. And Maloney shoots it back in, but the Canadians have possession. 3 minutes left. Icing against the Canadians. And face-off coming up in the GVC zone. And actually, it looks like the Canadians have called timeout. So timeout called by the Canadians. 3 minutes left. So the coaching staff talking things over with the players. 3 minutes left in this 3-3 game, and discuss some strategy. Of course, the Canadians were down 3-1 after the second period, and then Trevor Chin got his 13th of the season 4.5 minutes into this third period to make it a 3-2 game. And then, with 8:42 remaining, Nick Harris, his 9th of the year, tied it at 3-3, and that goal came as a result of the Cougars not able to clear the rebound. Anderson had made the initial stop and could not control the rebound, and the Cougars had a chance to clear it out but couldn't. The Canadians kept it in the zone, and Harris was able to knock that one in. That tied the game up at 3-3, and that's where we are right now in this 3-3 contest. Cougars win the draw. Fan on the shot, and was able to chip it in though. Puck bounces in front, but the Canadians have possession with 2:45 to go. Chin shoots it in. Puck bounces into the far corner, I should say. And the Canadians player loses a stick. Thrown into the Canadians' territory. And a stop there by Reed with 2:25 to go in the third period. Face-off will be in the Canadian zone, and one of the line's persons picks up the stick. It belongs to Trevor Chin, who is at the bench. Face-off in the near circle. Dak Pano throws it off the boards behind his net. Canadians come to center. Ahead to Wilson, out of his reach. 2:11 to go in the third period. Pass ahead down the ice. Icing against the Canadians. .205 remaining, and the Canadians have now outshot the Cougars 34-30. As the Canadians with 14 shots on goal in this period, compared to 7 by Caribou. Scores 3-3. Woods throws it, goes to the point as Maloney shoots it back in. Minute 51 to go in the third. Off the boards and down the ice. That's another icing call against the Canadians. So the face-off will come inside the Canadian zone, inside the Canadians' blue line with 1:42 remaining. So unless we get a late goal, which is always possible, this game will head to overtime. But again, a minute 42 left for either side to get a go-ahead goal. I mentioned the shot from the top of the far circle into the glove of Joshua Reed. Mentioned that you've seen a lot of late goals and periods here at the Oval in recent games. Might see one here, and if not, then it will have to be decided in sudden death. If it gets to that far, sudden death would be 3-on-3, and next goal wins. Always exciting when it's 3-on-3 with a lot of ice. A lot of room out there. But we have a minute and a half left in the third period. And this one is flipped out to center. Bustard brings it back in and is broken up. And Troller now out to center to Mukai. He shoots it in. 1:09 remaining in the third period. Puck rolls to the GVC zone. 58 seconds left in regulation time. Cougars keep it in. Throw it in. And chance here for the Cougars. Oh, he couldn't get to that puck. It's shot back into the near corner. 42 seconds remaining in the third. And it's thrown out to center ice. 33 seconds remaining. Shot in. Chance a shot. And that went wide. And they whistle here with 24.5 seconds remaining. 24.5 away from Sundance overtime. And after this game is completed, the U15 Canadians will take on the second place U15 Thompson Blazers. Big face-off in the far circle in the GBC zone. Puck bounces in the far corner where the Cougars have possession. The shot by Bustard, and it goes into the near corner. 12 seconds remaining. Buster shot hit the post on the side of the net, and the net gets knocked off its moorings with 8 seconds to go in the third. And of course, if it gets to Sundance overtime, both teams will get at least 1 point, and the winner in overtime will get the second point. Face off here in the near circle, 8.0 seconds left. At the point, Carson shoots it and it bounces off a skate. And the game will head to overtime with the score 3-3 after the end of regulation. So overtime coming up. Next go wins. And if nobody scores in Sundance overtime, it would be a draw on the books. So 5 minutes of Sundance overtime. 3-on-3 to try and decide this one. So extra hockey here. And of course, if you were here at the Oval last night, or if you tuned in on playfullscreen.com, last night the U18 Canadians came all the way back from a 5-1 deficit to earn a 5-5 tie with the U18 Northeast Chiefs of Vancouver. So second straight game here at the Oval with Sundance overtime 3-on-3. Chin is out there with Wilson and Ma. On the Canadian side, Bustard is out there with Stahl, who's going to take the face-off for the Cougars. Canadians win possession of the puck. And it looks like Stanley is a third Cougars player out there. Canadians, Ma has possession, drops it off the Chin. To the far side, bounces away as Canadians have to regroup at center ice. Wilson brings it in. Half a minute gone in Sundance overtime. Puck is thrown to the far side and thrown back in by Ma. Wilson coming in, and the puck goes in the near corner. 3-on-3 in Sundance overtime. Ma throws it to Chin, and now Trollin heads on the ice to replace Wilson. So trolling now out there for the Canadians. Ma skates back out to center, back to his own zone, drops it off to Trollen, and he heads to the bench for a line change. Dakpano is out there now. Goldman is the other Canadians player out there. Canadians come in, a shot, and score! And the Canadians win this game 4-3 in sudden death overtime. And they celebrate on the ice. Canadians players do. A come from behind victory here as the Canadians come all the way back from down 3-1. They win this game by final of 4-3. So big comeback victory by the Greater Vancouver Canadians as they scored a winning goal at the 118 mark of sudden death overtime. So a terrific come from behind victory, a heartbreaking loss for the Caribou Cougars. Same two teams back at it tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. What a big victory by the Canadians. Joshua Reed, one of the big heroes in this one, as he backstops the Canadians to the victory with 32 saves. Actually, no, he has 30 saves. Pardon me, 30 saves on the game. And the Canadians win this one. Final score 4-3. Stay tuned for the next game as we will be bringing you the U15 Canadians versus the U15 Thompson Blazers. That one coming up in 15 minutes. But this one, final score, the Canadians 4, the Cougars 3. We'll be back in 15 minutes if you're sticking around for the next game. So long, everyone. A big win by the Canadians, 4-3 over the Caribou Cougars. My name is KP Wee, and we'll be back for more GPC hockey soon.